Hi there, Elise Dewsberry, Artistic Director at New Musicals Inc., with another segment from my video blog, How to Get No Feedback from Elise. And I am still in my little mini series of assignments where I'm asking you to take a look at a musical that you are currently writing using some particular arena that I'm on about this month and applying it to your own work. I started out talking about character diction, asking you to go through your script once per character for each character, checking every single line of dialogue and lyric to make sure that they are always completely unique and distinct to that character, to their syntax and grammar and all of that. Then I went on to character identification, making sure that when you introduce a new character that you have actually given us their name, their relationship to other characters, and their occupation or anything else we need to know when we need to know it in some other form than the stage direction, and not to lose track of the fact that maybe you haven't given us that information because it's only in a stage direction which your audience won't read. Then I went on to transitions, asking you to look at the end of every scene and the top of the next scene and make sure that it's actually physically, logistically possible for your actors and your creative team to accomplish the transition that you want. And if not, what to do to make sure that it is actually doable. Then I spoke about after the song, taking a look at every song in your show, looking at the beat that happens immediately afterwards and making sure that it is a new beat and that it's not something that could have been contained in the song, but that it is a new beat that is informed by whatever change took place during the song. This month I'm going to talk about tense. Future tense versus or present tense versus past tense specifically. What I would ask you to do is go to your script for your particular musical that you're working on right now and keep an eagle eye out as you read through it for anything that is in the past tense. I was here yesterday, my uncle told me about such and such, or I heard that anything that implies something having happened in the past. Take a look at those. Now, I'm not going to try and tell you that you can't write any past tense sentences in your musical. It would be really cool if you managed to write a whole musical and didn't use a single past tense sentence. I'd love that. It's not really, probably not doable, and maybe not even a good idea, because you can't get everything on the stage. But it goes to that old adage, show, don't tell. And how do you make sure you're showing your audience something rather than telling them? You put it in the present tense and not in the past tense. That's how you show instead of tell. That's exactly how you do it. So you hear that phrase all the time, but that is how you do it. So what you're going to be looking for is those kinds of, the language that your characters are using that's in the past tense. And every time you see it, stop and think, okay, could I make that present tense? Could I create a situation in which I show this fact to my audience instead of tell them about it? Now, your answer is not always going to be yes. Sometimes your answer is going to be no. In this instance, I really just have to come in them and have them run in saying, my Uncle Joe just told me that there was a terrible accident down to the store. Sometimes you're going to have to do that. I'm not saying that you won't have to do that, but I want you to examine every single past tense sentence you have and really, think about it thoroughly, and don't just automatically say, yeah, well, I can't fix that one. Even if it means it's not an easy fix, even if it means you have to add a scene to your show or add a character to your show, think about that. Think about what that would mean and how it would activate that moment, and how much more interesting might it make the moment if it were happening right in front of us instead of we were being told about it. So that's the assignment for this month. Read through your script looking for anything that reeks of past tense and make yourself sit and think about that moment. Could you put that in the present tense? Could you activate it? Could you show me instead of tell me? And don't beat yourself up if the answer is sometimes no, but I think you might be surprised how often the answer is yes, and how much better your show will be for all of those yeses that have been translated into present tense moments instead of past tense moments. So that's the assignment for this month. Go do that, and then come back and we'll talk about the assignment for next month. Toodaloo. Bye-bye.